Good evening, and thank you all for coming. Let me also say thank you to all the officials that are here today. The cross-section of elected officials and other officials here today truly shows the diversity of Bergen County and the commitment Bergen County has to diversity. I'm proud to welcome you to the first ever Bergen County Pride celebration and flag raising. More than any other civil rights movement in history, the gay rights movement has achieved rapid progress over the last 50 years, and that's something to be cheered. We can and should feel good about how far we have come as a country. 47 years ago today, the Stonewall Inn in New York City was raided by the police. This wasn't unusual, as establishments serving the gay community were frequently targeted by government and by private citizens at the time. But the patrons, led by transgender women of color, decided that they were tired of accepting mistreatment and discrimination. Enough was enough. They took a stand for themselves and fought back. Their actions sparked the gay rights movement. The following year, LGBTQ individuals marched in New York City to celebrate the anniversary of Stonewall, a march that was first of many pride parades and celebrations that now take place around the country and across the globe. And if you saw the other day, it was the largest parade that has happened. People risked their homes, their jobs, their lives to declare that they were gay and proud of it. Think about that. At a time when being gay was a crime in as much of this country, it was incredibly courageous to stand up and say, "This is who I am. And I love myself, and I'm not going to hide it." These were and are our parents, our children, our sisters, our brothers, our friends, and our neighbors. They were just demanding the fundamental rights promised to all Americans. Chief among them, the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. They wanted what we all want: to be treated fairly, have the support and encouragement of our family and friends, to love and be loved. In the years since the night of June 28, 1969, things have gotten better for members of the LGBTQ community, and pride has a lot to do with that. But we're not there. Courageous advocates work tirelessly to change hearts and minds and create a United States that is more inclusive and more free. In New Jersey, you can no longer be fired or lose your job or home for being gay. The right to marry came 2.5 years ago, as we just heard, in large part thanks to the determination of Bergen County advocates. And last year, people across the country celebrated as the Supreme Court affirmed the right to marry for LGBTQ couples in all 50 states. Love wins. It may not always feel like it, but when we love ourselves and we love each other, love will always end up beating hate. That's why we're here to celebrate today and carry out with us throughout the year. But of course, even as we are planning this event, we were reminded that hatred and fear are still lurking out there. 16 days ago, 49 people were murdered and many others were injured in a hateful, violent attack on Pulse, a gay nightclub in Orlando, Florida. They were mostly LGBTQ, but all were there to celebrate pride in themselves, in their community, in their country, and the strides that we've taken. They were killed because of who they were and who they loved. It was an attack on pride, to the LGBT community, and on every person who believes that we are all equal under the law and in the eyes of God. It breaks our hearts, but it should not break our spirit. Celebrating pride is an act of love, standing in solidarity with the victims, survivors, their grieving loved ones, this community, and allies throughout our country. We will not let hatred or fear diminish our resolve. We are even stronger in our shared commitment to equal rights for all. We stand together today against the forces of bigotry, forces that try and fail to divide us. And we get up and we live our lives to the fullest, and we work hard to make sure everyone in this country has the same opportunity to do so. Today is a special day for Bergen County, the first of what I hope will become an annual event. Bergen County's diversity is one of our greatest strengths, and thousands of people who identify themselves as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or questioning strength of our communities, our country, and our county. I want to take a moment to thank the committee for putting this together. Not only my staff, but the LGBTQ committee for helping us put this day together, the first LGBTQ day and flag raising for Bergen County. I said the other day, Sunday, I was at the Grand Iftar, and I said that building walls in this country is not what this country is about. Preventing people from coming to this country is not what this country is about. In Bergen County, we work to knock down walls, and we look to ask people to come. And so I stand here today with all of you to say that Bergen County is a place to welcome all, and a place that you can love all, regardless of who you are. As the county executive, I formally declare June as Pride Month, that I will now read a proclamation supporting that. Whereas, we recognize that the people who identify as LGBTQ continue to face legal and social discrimination and bigotry, and we stand together in opposition of actions by either government or private citizens to deny LGBTQ equality. And whereas Bergen County took historic steps in August 2015 in establishing the LGBTQ Advisory Committee to raise public consciousness about the diversity of our county, and whereas the LGBTQ Pride Month is celebrated in June in recognition of the Stonewall riots and the numerous legal, social, and political milestones that came after. And now therefore be it proclaimed that I, James J. Tedesco III, Executive of the County of Bergen in the state of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2016 as Pride Month.